How's it going today, everyone? Today is Saturday, the 11th, and what a day it was yesterday. If you went with the masses, you probably cashed. Yesterday on the pod, I pointed out some nice cash. Some nice cash plays and a few GPP plays. A lot of golden nuggets came out of the pod yesterday. My favorite game on the board did what it's supposed to do. And, my favorite play was Jokic. And, I pointed out some nice plays. But anyway, I had a 315 on Fanduel and I had a 286, I believe, on DraftKings. Just squeaked over the cash line, and that was all right. Anytime you win anything, it's a plus. Before we get into things today, a couple places where you can find me at. All the links are in the description. For my listeners out there and for my viewers, my watchers, you can find me at Support District Radio. And then if there's a link in the description, you can download the app. Link to the website. You can download the app. And there's a section called My Radio Chicago. And that's where you can download the app. And then you can find me there at 4 o'clock if you just need to listen. Otherwise, you can catch me here on YouTube, Firstdown Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at Denzel1. I have a Facebook page, Firstdown Facebook page, and you can go like that page, and you'll catch some updates and some lineups there. You can also have a Facebook group, and we have more than enough members. About 6,000. And then just very, very, very active there, and a lot of people are winning money and helping the sharing strategies. So I definitely recommend you trying to get into that. Otherwise, let's get into it. We got let me see what we got. About 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games today, and we got plenty stars on tap tonight. And we're definitely going to be looking for some value, and we're definitely going to trying to find the right guys, the right stars to put into your lineups. I'll be, discussing some of that with you all. It's very important to, especially if you play both sites, to pinpoint which site, you can get the best value and the best bang for your buck. And I try to do my best at pointing that out here and there. So we're going to start off today with the Milwaukee and Indiana game. We're looking at a 213 total. Indiana by 7. Indiana is at home. Antetokounmpo coming off a very nice game. Performance last game. Both of these teams are on them back-to-back, but they're coming off a very good game. Now, did Indiana play yesterday? Yes, they did. Coming off a very good game. He had 68 fantasy points last game, 41 real points. He's priced at 10.8. He's asked to do a lot, in the absence of Jabari Parker. So that's something to keep in mind. On FanDuel, he's priced at 11.2. So it's about a 700 difference. Keep in mind there's a lot of stars playing tonight, including the dreadful game right here, that Golden State OKC game, the revenge game. I might end up having to make a separate line tonight, something I don't normally do. And it's just going to be, it's wonderful for fantasy though, but the big time decisions have to be made. So moving along, it looks like Beasley, he's coming in at 4,200. He did play 23 minutes yesterday, and he was pretty efficient. The Bucks they gave up about 50 points in the first quarter to the Lakers. So that's something. They'll be looking to bounce back. And have a better outing than they did last game. And Michael Beasley, you want to try to find some value today. I ended up rostering John Henson yesterday, and things didn't go so well. He probably gave me 8 or 9 fantasy points. That was a disappointment. Chris Middleton, he's been ruled out today already. He played 21 minutes yesterday and provided 22 fantasy points. I definitely wish I would have pulled the trigger on him. Interesting play tomorrow will be Malcolm Brogdon in my eyes. He's coming in at 5K. He played 27 minutes, 27 efficient minutes from the field. He was 8 for 11. He had 25.5 fantasy points. Somebody you can look at. Keep in mind, Middleton will be out. Parker is already out. Snell's not a hell of a offensive player, but he's coming in at minimum price, but he's not a big time offensive player. He does log minutes, not a big time offensive player though. But they're really mixing it up over here. You get Thon Maker, he'll be at a minimum price. Again, he did hit value yesterday. I could have used that. Anything to help me move up a little bit. Mercer Teletovic, another value play. He played 19 minutes yesterday. So just got to keep an eye on this situation over here. Greg Monroe, someone I didn't even check out. Let's see what Greg Monroe did yesterday. He had 19 minutes and he almost had 15 fantasy points. So, Giannis is definitely in play from a usage standpoint. He needs to do everything. Don't mind if you fade him. There's value here. We just got to nail it down. Michael Beasley did play 23 minutes, and he's, he shows he has big time upside, but we definitely have to figure out value for today's slate. It's going to be very important. Looking at Indiana's side of things, you got Paul George headlining. He's coming in at 8,100. He's probably priced similar. Well, he's priced at 8,700 on DraftKings. On FanDuel. Somebody who I probably won't be looking to roster. Jeff Teague, I don't mind the play. He's sitting at a nice price tag at 7,300, and we know he can provide upside on that price tag a little bit easier, maybe a little bit quicker than George, and he's somebody that I don't mind. Miles Turner, his price is really low. He can show upside on this price tag. I really like the price tag, and I definitely don't mind the play. He can go, 7, 8 times any given day at that price tag, and I don't mind the price tag. I definitely don't. For someone who can get buckets and a couple rebounds that can fall into his hand, and he can easily go over his, he can exceed value. So and that's what you want. Keep an eye on the injury situation for Thaddeus Young. Then if not, especially if he's out, you can look to Lavoy Allen for some value. 3,800. If he can hit value for you, then that's good. I'm not a fan of, I kind of like to play power forwards against Milwaukee. I mean, that ain't bad. I like to play small forwards against Milwaukee as well. Paul George, I'd like to say he's in a good spot, but I just probably would be looking elsewhere. But he's been tearing it up, off and on lately, and that's good to see. At 8K, he's got to give us about 40. We want at least about 50 out of him to be very happy, though. So, he's capable, but I don't know. Moving over to this Denver and Cleveland game, we have a pretty high total for this one. What are we looking at? Let me check this total. We have the 229.5, but Cleveland are favored by 12. With Cleveland at home, they'll get a chance to see the Joker tonight. And hey, he's one of my favorite plays right now, man. If not the favorite, my most favorite play right now. I just got to figure out where he fares in this one. He's coming in at 9K. He's a very good player, man. You just have to. It's going to be a hard decision for me if I want to fire him up. Might have to make 2 lineups tonight. He's been doing very well for me, and I'll be firing him up in my secondary line for sure, because he's just, he's been doing a lot for me. He deserves it. I don't too much like this matchup, from team to team wise, but I'm definitely gonna fire him up in one. Moving along to Wilson Chandler, 7,200. He's definitely in play. Will Barton, he's in play. Keep an eye out on these injury situations between Gallinari, Farid, and Moutier. So, if these guys don't play, then you'll see similar minutes and production to what they did yesterday. Just about everybody had a pretty nice game. I don't think Jamal Murray I didn't see too many flashes of him. So yeah, he didn't have a nice outing. But Jameer Nelson, he played well yesterday. 41 fantasy points. You might as well say he went 10 times, almost about 9-10 times. Gary Harris, someone who I wasn't on yesterday. He did have 30 fantasy points. So, these guys, they can, these guys can put up some fantasy points, in a hurry too. So, barring the injury situations, we'll be able to pinpoint, who's in play, and you could probably see some similar production to what we seen last game. Maybe not against the Knicks, but maybe not as high of a score. But I like Jokic. I like Chandler. Barton, somebody who can get his own shot, and he's offensively aggressive. So I definitely like it. Cleveland side of things, they haven't been playing their best basketballers of late, and that's why I don't mind. That's why I don't mind playing. Some of the Denver players, and you got the big three, and LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love, and then then you got the rest of these guys. So you have to keep an eye out on. Shumpert was targeting Saturday. He's he wants to. He was targeted. He really wants to play this game, so that's an injury situation you'll need to keep an eye out on. Liggins, he didn't play last game because he had a tooth ache or something of that nature. But LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love, I like those plays, man. I definitely like those plays. This slate is packed. It's jam packed. It's really jam-packed. But, those three guys, they're definitely in play. I like the play. I like all three of them. Kyle Korver, when you're looking for value, his price has risen. He's shot. He's shot dependent though. He can get hot any given night. Somebody who I probably won't be playing. They have some value here, but it's really tricky. Derek Williams, he played that one game. He did play about 22 minutes, and he was 3 for 3 from the field. So he's trying to get into the mix over here, and it's just a situation that I would like to sit back and wait and see. On Richard Jefferson, he's a minimum price. He only got 5 minutes. That's probably because they wanted to test the waters out on Derek Williams last game. But as for value, I probably wouldn't even come over to Cleveland side to look for any value. But I do like the big three. They're definitely in play. I don't mind Tristan Thompson either as a cheaper piece of this game. He'll have to deal with the Joker, but for rebounding purposes and things like that, I definitely I wouldn't mind Tristan Thompson. Moving over to the Miami side of things, Miami and Philly game. Interesting game here. You got Miami favored by 3.5. 208 point total. Philly at home. Philly's been, Philly can surprise you here and there. They can surprise you. For Philadelphia, they have been playing well. So don't, you never know, man. It's an iffy game right here. Philly could probably sneak up and surprise some guys. Miami has been on a hell of a streak lately, and if I looked at this team on paper in the beginning of the season, I would have been like, hell no, these guys, I still think they're way behind, but they've been playing awesome. Starting everything off with Hassan Whiteside. He's been. Last game, he didn't have a pretty good game. But last time these two teams met, he went for 61 fantasy points. And I really like the play. I definitely like the play. Centers have been smashing Philly. So, I really like the play. Goran Dragic, he's coming in at 7,900, and on Fanduel he's priced at, let me see, 8,100, around the same. And Whiteside, he's priced at 9,100 on Fanduel. But Dragic has just been pretty consistent. He's got to get close to 40 right now at that price tag. And last time these two teams met, he had 33 fantasy points. So the Heat won that game by a nice margin as well. So that probably played a part. Then you got injuries to waiters. James Johnson, somebody who has been tearing it up. He's been tearing it up. He had a monster game. I wish I had him yesterday. He had a pretty nice game, and it's just like I should have fired him right up yesterday. And going against that Brooklyn team, I just totally missed that. He's coming in at 6,100, and he's 6K on FanDuel, so he's definitely flirting around with that. With a nice price tag, and definitely he can, go 30, 35 points. We know he can do that. So I don't mind that price tag, and I don't mind the play. Tyler Johnson. It looked like he's settled back in now. He played 35 minutes. He had 32 fantasy points last game. Uh, last game he against Philly, he played 34 minutes. He had 35 fantasy points. So I definitely don't mind the play. He's at 5,500. He doesn't have to give you 30 to hit value. We know he can exceed it. His price on Fanduel is let me see, 5,600. So he's priced similar. Wayne Ellington is somebody who has been getting he got a minutes bump in the absence of waiters, and he's pretty much shot dependent as well. At 4,200, I probably wouldn't be looking to roster him. And Magruder, he's another guy. He got a big minutes boost, man. And you definitely have to keep an eye out on this. That's just a whole boatload of minutes right there. At 3,900, he got to give you, it doesn't take much for him to hit value at 3,900. He only played 15 minutes last time these two teams played, but every game since that, he's been playing a whole hell of a ton of minutes. And if you feel like he can get those minutes again tonight, then that makes for a decent play. He's getting rebounds, he's getting assists, few steals here and there, and the peripherals are helping out that price tag, and that's definitely something to keep in mind. But if Waiters plays, then that's gonna hurt him. It's gonna hurt him. Looking over here to the Philly side of things, you got Embiid out, Holmes questionable, and there you have it. One guy I want to start off talking about is this guy here, Stockers. He goes overlooked so much, man. I'm gonna have to stop overlooking him. He's fairly priced, and someone he gets the minutes, 28, 32, 28, 40. I have to stop ignoring that. At that price, 3,600 and 3,300 and 3,400, I have to take him into consideration, especially with the chances that I take. I have to take him to consideration sometimes. And last time these two teams met, he was priced at 3,700. He had 25 fantasy points. What can you ask for? So that's, he's in play, man. At 3,600, Nick Stockers, he's in play. Now I can move around. Covington, he's in play. Somebody, has he broke out of the slump, the early season slump. He broke out of it, and he doesn't have to give you 30 to hit value. We know he can show you upside on that price tag. He's in play. Ersan Ilyasova, he's coming in at 5,500. Another guy who can show you upside on that price tag. He's in play. Stretch the floor. TJ McConnell, 5K. He's definitely in play. Yeah, he doesn't have to give you much. 25 points to hit value. 30, he didn't win 6 times. So he had a rough outing last time these two teams met. But at 5K, I don't mind the play, man. So there's some value here. It might not be the value that you're looking for, the price tag that you're looking for, but it's a mixture. When you look at Nick Stockers, and then you can get Okafor for cheaper, Saric, Nerlens Noel. There's some. If you nail it down right, then you can find some value. What did Okafor do this last time these two teams met? He had almost 25 fantasy points. So last game they played Orlando, he didn't do so well, but for GPP options, he's in play. Uh, you know, um, Sarek, the homie Sarek. It's a host of plays over here. You just have to nail it down. Sarek he shows upside on his price tag as well, man. So he had a rough outing last time these teams met, but they're at home this time, so that's something to keep an eye out on. Moving over to this Golden State Warriors game and OKC game, the game that everybody's going to be tuned into, the national televised game, the hate game, the revenge game, just everything. We have a 227 point total. Golden State by 7.5. They're favorite on the road. Right off the back, I want to jump into the Golden State side of things and let you all know that Zaza Pachulia will not be playing in this one, so he won't have to worry about catching the elbow. I'm quite sure Thunder probably had some had some tricks up their sleeves for him today, but he will not be playing. But let's keep it moving. Now, you got Durant headlining this one. He's coming in at 9,600 on draft, 9,700 on DraftKings. On Fanduel, he's priced at 10.7. So you get him on DraftKings for $1,000 cheaper. Can he handle this? Can he handle this hostile environment tonight? That's what you got to ask yourself. Can he handle it? Because we know he's more than capable of having a big game. Last time these two teams met, he probably it should be in the 10-game log. OKC, and it's not. Hold on. Last time these two teams met, he had a pretty nice game, though. Him and Westbrook, they went at it. He had 64 fantasy points last time these two teams met, so, he'll definitely be looking to duplicate something like that. He's definitely in play. Stephen Curry, I don't know. It's more of like a Westbrook and Durant kind of thing here. I wonder if the teammates are gonna set it up like that. He's in play, yes, for sure, but I probably won't have him. Draymond Green coming off an awesome showing last night, a triple-double without the points. He had 12 rebounds, 10 assists, 5 blocks, 10 steals, 4 points, and in 38 minutes for 67 fantasy points. That price tag is something to keep in consideration. Last time these two teams met, he had let me see how many fantasy points did he have. 36.7 fantasy points. He's priced at 8K on FanDuel, so there you have it. Klay Thompson, a guy who had a very nice game last game. 45 fantasy points, 36 real points, and fairly priced as well. He's priced at 6,500. I like that price. On FanDuel, he's priced at 6,800. Similarly, he's priced similar. And if you want to get a cheaper price of this game, cheaper piece of this game, like stacking Klay and Draymond, go ahead, be my guest. I don't mind that. Last time these two teams played, Klay Thompson had 26 fantasy points. Okay. Then you have JaVale McGee, a cheaper option. So somebody I played last night, figuring that they probably need his services, and he didn't do as well as I thought he'd do. He had 12 fantasy points, but in 18 minutes, Go figure. There's a possibility he can probably have a little more this game. He's still priced fairly low. Just someone who can put up fancy points in a hurry. Andre Iguodala, somebody who's priced kind of low as well. Last game, he had 37 fancy points. He played 28 minutes, and he had a good game. Somebody who I probably wouldn't even play. So there you have it for the Golden State side of things. They're definitely with Zaza out, it changes things. The toughness that they were imposing, down low. So that's something to really keep an eye out on when you're dealing with an aggressive team like OKC, aggressive Westbrook. Then you got an aggressive Steven Adams as well. So moving over to the OKC side of things, Westbrook coming in at 12.6. We're gonna need value today, guys. If you're trying to go anywhere near these bigger, higher priced guys, we're gonna need value. Guys who I rarely pay, up for these guys. So I looking at the slate with you guys right now, we definitely gonna need some value. So Westbrook, headlining this one at 12.5 on Fanduel, 12.6 on DraftKings. Last time these two teams played, Westbrook had how many fantasy points did he have? 62 fantasy points. Do I think he can hit value? Yes, I do. I mean, he is this person that can hit value. It's just, they're at home. It's going to be a lot of animosity. If he comes close to hitting value, that should be good, for somebody. Man, his price is really high, but it is what it is. He has that upside, that 70, 80, 90 point upside. Victor Oladipo, he's 6,300. He's fairly priced for what he's been doing. He had a pretty good game last game. Last time these two teams met, this game is going to be up pace, up tempo, and that's what you want for fantasy purposes. He had 34 fantasy points last time these two teams met, and I don't mind the play, especially when you're trying to get some cheaper options, cheaper pieces of this game. If you don't mind, if you don't want to pay up. Steven Adams, he's coming in at 6K on FanDuel. He's 6,300. Last time these two teams met, oh yeah, let me see. Right, that's right. Steven Adams didn't play, so he'll be looking to, he'll be looking to shake some things up. Steven Adams, 6. I like to play. I definitely like to play. Just somebody, you can tag them up with Westbrook, or you can take a couple one-offs of this game, and and then there you have it. Value plays down here. You got Andre Roberson, Joffrey. You got where is he? Sabonis, and all those guys. You can get some. There's some value. I don't know if they're in play. Well, they're definitely in play, but you have to really try to narrow it down. Sabonis, he's been getting minutes, man. Priced at 3K. Last time these two teams met, he he actually played a little more minutes because Steven Adams didn't play that game. And, he didn't do so well. But, at minimum price, I'd imagine he'd have to play, a little bit more minutes. But he is a rookie, man. So, that's something to definitely keep in consideration. But, Laverne, on the other hand, he he's a little bit more seasoned, and you can definitely look to him for some value, especially if he can get upwards of like 25 minutes, like somewhere right here in this range. That 29 minutes, he can do some. I feel like he can do some. He can return. Definitely, he can return. He can do a little damage, man. Uh, I like to play. I probably, only on DraftKings though. I wouldn't advise that on Fanduel. So that's something to keep an eye out on because he didn't play. He didn't even get a chance to play last game. On Golden State. So they see what they have in him, and I'm quite sure he should be able to probably log in some minutes. Andre Roberson, somebody who's been playing well lately. He's been playing well lately. He's still priced under 4K for what he's been doing, and he's similar priced on FanDuel as well. If you want some cheaper pieces of this action, there you have it. He didn't do. Last game, last time these two teams played, he probably had like 5 fantasy points. So, this will be a juicy game. Everybody will be tuned into this one, including myself. So, I don't know if I'll be rostering, some of these guys, Westbrooks, and, but I definitely don't mind the plays. Moving over to this Dallas game in Orlando, an interesting game here. You got 204 point total. Dallas by 6. Dallas favored at home. Let's look on the Orlando side of things. Vucevic has been tearing it up. He's in play. If you look at his log, 44, 52, 23, 30. If he can solidify his minutes as 30 plus, then that's definitely a go. But the pace that Dallas plays, it kind of worries me a little bit, but I do tend to lean on big guys when when it's slower pace down game. So, this probably is an interesting game. It is an interesting game. Dallas their favorite by 6. I don't mind the play. On a slate like this, I wouldn't mind if you looked at somewhere else either. Serge Ibaka, price is rising. One thing I can say. Well, it actually went down 200, but yeah, he had been going up. He had been putting in some nice performances. I don't know if I'll probably be on Ibaka on this slate. Evan Fournier, I probably wouldn't be on him. I probably won't be on him. These are probably, given this slate, they're probably like GPP options. Keep an eye out on injury situations to Gordon. He's questionable. Wilcox and those boys. Jeff Green. He played only 18 minutes. I definitely thought he'd play more minutes than that, and it's looking like they just got him like they don't even want to hit him up towards the 21, 25 point mark. C.J. Washington has been getting the start lately. He'll probably be, if he does get the start, he'll probably be matched up with Yogi out the gate, and he's been, I think he started the last 2 games. That last game he did hit value, so that's something to keep in note. And DJ Augustine is another guy. He's been playing minutes as well. 24, 28. Somebody. He's just a basic basketball player. He knows what he's doing. At 3K, that's some value there as well. But the total of this one is what's scaring me, and pace. But nailing down the right plays from this game can definitely help you out in GPPs. Evan Fournier, a volume player. He gets volume minutes. He takes volume shots, and he had an awesome showing last game against Philly. So there you have it. Elfrid Payton, he's just an up and down guy, man. Not consistent, and what you see is what you get. Up, down, up, down, up, down. He's priced at 5,500, and just somebody who I'm probably not on. On the Dallas side of things, Harrison Barnes, I don't mind the play. Wesley Matthews, he's priced around 6K, and he's got a nice matchup. I like his matchup. It's just about the aggressiveness. The minutes are there. Somebody who I probably don't be looking to be on, but I won't mind if you do. Yogi Ferrell in play. Dirk Nowitzki, his minutes restriction has been lifted. I've been riding him the last couple games. 5,300 for Dirk Nowitzki, and the upside, he's been, the upside that he can bring, I definitely don't mind the play. He can sprace the floor. He's Dirk, he's hitting, clutch shots and after clutch shots, and he can shoot the 3 ball. He's priced at on Fanduel. He's priced at 5,700. So he's someone who I don't mind to play, especially if this game could get close. Seth Curry, priced down at 5K. 25 fantasy points, to hit value. You want to see upwards of 20, 25, 30, from him. Keep an eye on that Dan Williams situation. He's probably already ruled out. I don't know. And then Devin Harris, another cheap option, but somebody who I probably won't be playing either. His price is rising. Last 2 games he's performed well. Just somebody to keep an eye out on. Moving over to Phoenix and Houston. Actually a game that I really like. Check the totals for this one. 231. Houston by 14 at home. So right off the back, let's jump into this Phoenix side of things. We already know this game can be paced up, and that's what you want for fantasy. Keep an eye out on the injury situation. Tyson Chandler, he got hurt last night, and I seen him. He was limping pretty good, and hope he gets well soon. If he's out, we can look to Marquise Chris, somebody who, if he can stay out of foul trouble, he'll log in a nice amount of minutes. Last night, Alex Len was suspended. If Tyson Chandler is not in play. If he doesn't play, then Tyson Atlas Lynn should get the start. And man, a great value at minimum price. Jared Dudley came in, took a couple shots last night, hit a couple threes. He hit a couple 3-pointers last night, and that was a nice sighting from him. Allen Williams, he came to ball last night. When his number was called, he balled. He had 14, 11, 4 blocks, and for 37 fantasy points. Man, he came in and provided a spark for that team. And those are some value players that you can look at. And you can look heavy at those guys, and especially in this up-paced game. But you got to keep an eye out on the Tyson Chandler situation. That plays a big part in it. Eric Bledsoe, I don't mind to play. Devin Booker, I love to play. T.J. Warren, he was hitting that 15 to 20 footer last night at random, and I was like, wow, man. I watched that game. He had 26 fantasy points, played 37 minutes, and there you have it. Somebody who is in play. I like to say Tucker. He'll probably log a ton of minutes as well. You never know. He might get a chance to guard Harden. So that's something to keep in mind. This game could be paced up, and if it will be paced up, but if Phoenix can find a way to keep it close, this game could turn out to be a hell of a fantasy. A hell of a game for fantasy. Moving over to Houston side of things, you got Harden. He's priced almost at $13K. These prices, they're throwing a monkey wrench in the game with these prices. On Fanduel, he's priced at let's see, 12.5. So there you have it, man. Do you play him, or are you playing him or not? That's the question. So then you got James Harden. Then you got the rest of these guys. Clint Capella, interesting play. Somebody who I really like this game, especially if Tyson Chandler is out. He's 5,900. He's showing upside on that price tag here and there. Somebody who I don't mind in this pace game, in this type of game. Patrick Beverly. What you see is what you get. That mid-20s, 30. He can definitely provide that for you. I don't mind the play there. Ryan Anderson, somebody who can, spread the floor. GPP option for me. It's hard to trust Ryan Anderson. You want him to be great. Everybody wants him to be great. Keep an eye out on Eric Gordon with the bad back and things like that. In the absence of, if Nene, and keep an eye on Nene Hilario, if he's out, Montrezl Harrell, he's been a little decent value if you've been paying attention to him. 22 here, 15, 15, 21, 20. In this type of game, this pace game, his little 20 minutes, 25, 15 minutes, he does make the best of it. So he's another cheap option, and that will go like really under the radar. Trevor Reeves is somebody who logs a ton of minutes. He's priced at $6K right now, and he's got to get you 30, plain and simple. He's been last 2 games he's been playing very well. Even this game was pretty nice for his price. So in a pace-up game, he deserves some consideration, but he's priced at $6K as well. Moving over to the last game of the night, Boston and Utah. right off the back, we can look at Boston side of things. Boston is on the road. We have totals for this game: 204, Utah by 5. A game like this, can make you or break you. If you find the right nuggets in a game like this, it can definitely help you in a GPP, especially with the caliber of games that we have on tap. Players from this game can go low owned, because of Utah's reputation with, being a defensive team, and then you got Boston. You got tough matchups all across the board, but taking those chances and can separate you from the pack. This is a hammer game as well, so finding the right nugget, finding the right nugget. So headlining here in Boston, you got Isaiah Thomas coming in at 9,200 on DraftKings. On Fanduel, he's priced at 9,800. He's got a tough defensive matchup. If George Hill decides to play, I'm quite sure he'll probably be up for the challenge. So Al Horford, he has a tough matchup with Gobert. He probably can beat him on the perimeter, but Gobert. But Gobert didn't have a pretty nice game. That he didn't do as well as I thought he would last time these two teams played. But Utah at home is probably a different story. So keep an eye out for Crowder. He late scratched us last game. He'd probably be ready to play. Avery Bradley, he's more likely to be out. Marcus Smart at 5,100, and the injury to God damn it, what's his name? Hood. And that price, he can be considered, but that pace is, the only thing that's holding me back. Then you got guys like Olenek and Jaylen Brown, Amir Johnson, some value players. Olenek, he can make a difference in a game like this. He's agile. He's agile. So, and he's got a jump shot, so he can make a difference. And he's got a little size on him, so to help deal with, your to help deal with favors and things like that, and can kind of like stretch the floor. So at 3,800, he's a value play. Jaylen Brown, if you feel like he can have a decent game, he's got a pretty nice matchup. At 3,500, he's a value play as well. You see what he did last game. He in an up pace, Portland game, he give you 28 fantasy points at 3,500, and the last 4 games, he missed value once, and that was against Sacramento. So Amir Johnson, somebody who he gets minutes as well. If he can get 25 minutes, then he has a good chance of hitting value. I had him last game. He only played 15 minutes, so you really have to pick and choose your spots in this one. And for that reason, we can look over here at the Utah side of things. Gordon Hayward, somebody who's been on fire at 7,800. When Utah's playing their way, it's hard to stop what they do. 49 fantasy points against Dallas, 31 against New Orleans in a blowout, 50 fantasy points against Atlanta, 48 against Charlotte, 47. Somebody who's just been lighting it up. And if you believe in him, I definitely don't mind the play. I don't mind the play. Rudy Gobert, he's somebody, he's pretty straightforward. Rebounds, blocks, a few points, at home against a bad rebounding team, double-double machine. All he has to do is get 10 points and, it's an automatic double-double. So, his price is creeping up. He deserves it, but, he's priced at $7,400 on DraftKings, and on Fanduel, he's $7,800. Somebody who won't tank your lineup, I can tell you that much, but it's a great matchup for him. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, he didn't have the games I was looking for last time that these two teams met, but you do have to have a short memory in DFS. So, he's in play. You know that. If George Hill, plays tonight, he's in play. Favors is an interesting option here. I just don't know what's going on. He has a bad knee. He's played 10 minutes. I think that might have been when he left the game. He come back 26 minutes, 25 minutes, and then 33 minutes. I understand that was a tough game against Dallas, so take that into consideration as well. He's at 5K. 25 is what he needs. We want to see 30. I probably won't be on him, but there's a lot of sneaky DFS players out there in the world. Joe Ingles, he's getting the minutes. Last game he played 41 minutes against Dallas. He had 32 fantasy points. GPP option for only. Shelvin Mack got the start last game. He'll probably be on the bench. Quite sure he'll be playing. Joe Johnson, it seems like it's like every other game with this guy in the absence of Hill. 32, one game, good. The next game, no. This game, good. The next game, no. So it looks like what? Is this the game that it might be it? A cheap option, late night option, 3,600. Shit. Like I say, you can see that pattern that he's been going in right now. Every other game is looking like that's when he's doing his thing. Not this game, but this game. Not this game, but this game. Given the minutes, he is capable, though. I like to at least see at least 10 shots a game from him, but, in the shot category. But, given the minutes, he's still a veteran. It is what it is. I'm glad that you guys made it to the end of this one with me. For that reason, I'm going back through the rest of the games, and I'm going to point out my favorite plays for sure. And starting off from the first game, I think Malcolm Brogdon deserves some consideration in this one. With with all the injuries they got going on over here, ABC, how can you pass them up? Jeff Teague is another one. I do target small forwards against Milwaukee, and Miles Turner, he definitely deserves some consideration, with that price tag. Denver and Cleveland, it's hard to pinpoint, who I really, really like out this one. But Kyrie Irving can have a great game in this one. I like Jokic on the other side of the ball. if he bombs on me, it is what it is. But I'll continue to ride that. Kyrie Irving just has a wonderful matchup at the point guard position. Point guards just do well against them. Wilson Chandler, I'm not a big fan of. I don't mind, playing small forwards against LeBron, and he's doing so much. He definitely doesn't want to get in foul trouble, so I don't mind some Wilson Chandler in that one as well. Miami and Philadelphia, right off the back, I got the, I like me some Whiteside, man. I'm just gonna have to say he's, probably my favorite play from over there. For what Sinners has been doing to these, to this team, man, you got to give Whiteside some consideration. Tyler Johnson, 5,500. I don't mind the play. T.J. McConnell, I like to play, and like I said, I can't, on a slate like this, you're gonna need some value. I'm not gonna keep overlooking this guy. If he burns me, I'm gonna have to live with it. But 3,600, they're gonna have to start signing me up. It's a nice price, for what he's been doing as of late. Because we got to dig deep, man. Today we got to dig deep for the value. Golden State, OKC. Price considerations definitely. Draymond Green, especially what he did last game, we already know he can do that. Just love the price on him. I like the price on Clay. I like the price on Oladipo. I like the price on Adams. Those are some very nice price tags. The rest of the guys are self-explanatory. I probably won't be playing Curry, so there you have it. Orlando and Dallas. I really like Vooch. I probably won't. I don't know. I probably won't be rostering him. I don't know. But there's some cheap options over here that can help you fit in some pieces. So I really don't have a favorite over here. I'm not gonna lie. So it's hard for me to pinpoint any one guy. These are some. There's some pieces over here that can help you roster some guys like C.J. Watson and things like that can help you move over some cap space. But I'm not in love with anybody from over here. Moving over to the Phoenix and Houston game. Like I said, guys, if Tyson Chandler is out, then you definitely can get you some value over here. You got Alex Len, Allen Williams. He had a pretty nice game last night. You're looking at Marquise Chris. Guys like that. Montrezl Harrell. If what's the guy's name? Nene. If Nene's out, then you can look at Montrezl Harrell. Sometimes he plays anywhere from like 20 to 25 minutes, and he gives you a pretty nice fantasy output. At 3,500. So he's capable in a pace game like this. Those are some value plays. Outside of Harden, my favorite play over here is going to be Devin Booker. I just like the kid. He knows how to ball, man. And Clint Capella is another play that I definitely like. And moving over to that last game, Boston and Utah. right off the back, my favorite play would be Gordon Hayward. I like Rudy Gobert in this one as well. Isaiah Thomas, I just gonna have to fade him. It's just somebody I probably won't be rostering at that price, and you know, there's some other cheap options here. In Olenek, Joe Johnson, even Ingles, Derek Favors for price consideration. So that's just a little quick recap. Thank you guys for making it through this video with me. You can like, subscribe, catch me on Support District Radio, My Radio Chicago. For if you just want to listen, you can catch me here on Facebook. On YouTube for a visual. This is a slate that I really advise you to nail down your value plays. That's something you might need to spend a lot of time doing. Value plays, as you can see yesterday, guys like Deadman, guys like those guys help you win GPPs. And, if you can nail down your value plays early, that'll be awesome, man. It seems like the newer value plays are the ones that really mess you up. The value plays that come after, right before lock, just because of injury, it seems like those are the ones that really hurt. So if you feel like you can nail down your set value plays all day, those are the ones that, the value plays that you work hard for. Those are the ones, that probably work out the best. And you're definitely going to need it today, guys. Good luck on today's slate. I wish you all the best. I thank you guys, man, for tuning in. I appreciate all the likes and everything like that, man. You guys are one of a kind. So I'm going to leave you guys with that, man. And good luck. And I'm out of here.